This
Hello.
meeting is being recorded.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing all right, mate. Um, how's everyone else? Sukuma, Marcelo, how are you guys?
Good, good.
Good. How are you? Everyone.
Very, very good, thank you. Carlos in. All right, 9:30, about to go live. John, you ready, mate? Explain everyone about the amazing things you've done.
Sure.
I'm curious.
Well, I'm going to have to start with a confession as well because the results are not quite what I posted in the thing as well. So I'll let you guys know that in a minute. So we'll do that. So, all right, well, we'll hit the live button, John, and we'll just say hello to everyone, just introduce yourselves, and then we'll just dive in and just go through your stuff, John. It's just a bit of a free form, mate, basically.
Sounds good, man.
All right, Hey, Carlos, you there, mate? All right, let's just press go live, and can you just check that we are live, Carlos? Still wearing on my end.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so we are live. So today we have special guest John, who's been a client with myCRMSIM for a couple of months now, I think. And we are going to have a chat about some results that John has got with doing some database reactivation campaigns. And also got on here Marcelo. How are you, Marcelo?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Good, mate. And Sukuma, who you're
Yeah, doing good. Just recovered from a couple of weeks of flu, so it's pretty bad.
Oh, did you get Stephen Tan's man flu?
Yeah. Where are you from, John? Where are you based in New Zealand?
I'm based in New Zealand, yeah.
Which part?
Auckland.
Oh, great. I was based at Taupo.
Oh, nice. Love Taupo.
I moved to Sydney a couple of years ago. I was
Oh,
there for about 25 years.
cool. Very cool. Nice.
Cool.
It's a good spot.
So and of course, Carlos, sorry, mate, I have to give you a shout out. I kind of forget because we talk all the time, Carlos, but Carlos, how are you, mate?
I'm doing
Say hello. Carlos from Costa Rica.
Nice.
here.
Guys, and currently, so this is going live on our Facebook page. So anyone, if you are watching this live, I'm very interested actually to find out, because I don't know when people are watching it live. So if you are watching live, can you just say hello or something in the comments? It'd be good to get an idea of, I don't know, if people are tuned in. So that would be cool. Yeah, just say hello or something in the comments. And if you have any questions as we go through as well, Carlos, could you keep an eye on the comments? So if you are watching this live, if you've got a question, pop it in the comments on Facebook. Carlos, if you can keep an eye on that, mate, and let us know if anyone types anything in, and we'll try and answer those if you have any questions. Stephen has joined us. How are you, mate?
Good yourself. I saw you join. I had quick time between calls. I got COVID. My wife gave me COVID for my anniversary, so I'm waiting to get sick.
We were just talking about you because Sukuma said he had flu for the last couple of weeks, and I said, "Oh, did you get Stephen Tan's man flu?" So
I had man flu first. But man flu was worse than COVID so far.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well,
There's nothing worse than man flu.
happy anniversary, mate.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So Stephen is the admin for JHL Australia Mastermind. So anyone from Australia, if you're watching this, hit Stephen up, find him on Facebook, look up the JHL Australia Mastermind group, join that, and we have our catch up today, don't we? At 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, what's that? 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours.
Yeah, so we'll be on there in 3.5 hours, mate. So a bunch of Aussies get together. Generally, Stephen just talks. And Joseph, hey Joseph, thanks for joining us, mate.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good, thank you, mate. Where are you from, Joseph?
Santa Clarita, California.
Oh, very nice, mate. Very nice. Well, thank you for joining us. All right. Well, if anyone else joins, I will let them in as we go. And yeah, like I say, if you're watching live on Facebook, say hello in the comments, put any questions in there if you've got them, and Carlos will monitor that, and we'll try and respond as we go as well, if that happens. So today we've got John Giamatti from New Zealand.
Hello.
And John, John actually, well, we were talking ages ago, and we did a little chat ages ago with John, and he was super excited because in New Zealand, you can't do SMS, right? You cannot even get an SMS number with Twilio.
Yeah.
So
So frustrating.
frustrating, right? So John joined myCRMSIM ages ago, like a couple of months ago, anyway.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, started using SMS, and like I guess we talk about what you do first of all, John. Maybe if you want to introduce yourself, just say what it is you actually do, who your audience is, and then we'll talk about kind of how using myCRMSIM changed what you're doing in terms of your marketing.
Yeah, 100%. So pretty much like I run a company called Double Digit Coaching. So pretty much I help ladies over 100 kilos get under 100 kilos. So my background is weight loss, mindset coaching, um, nutrition coaching. I was a personal trainer since I was 16, so a long time in this industry, and I love having conversations with people. So before they join my program or anything like that, I like to talk to them through Messenger and just have a small conversation with them. And that's how I grew my business organically and with paid ads. Ads is just talking to people through message pretty much. And I always wanted like text and message are very similar. I always wanted just to text people or follow up with people. And it was so frustrating not to be able to have that follow up that I could just text them and then and everything like that, especially with Facebook ads, because I could only message them for 24 hours. If I message them after the 24-hour window, anyone who's done messenger campaigns, you get restricted from advertising. So it was a huge bottleneck. And then I found my CRM sim and yeah, and it's changed the way I can do business. And yeah, I'm super grateful to and super grateful to Gary. So yeah, if you're sleeping on this, there's a lot of money you're leaving on the table. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a chat after you'd been going for like only, I don't know, a couple of weeks or something. I think you kind of got going, and like you were so excited because you got like 5 sales or something in 1 week from you changed your ads, I think. So I just won't remember my refresh my memory, but I think you kind of changed the way you ran your ads a bit. So you're doing like a faster response with SMS, I think, from your lead form ads. Was that right? Or
Yeah.
did I get that wrong?
So I think pretty much what happened was that like I turned it on to try it, but I didn't like I'm terrible with tech. And Gary would know this. And so it like broke because I did like 5 things wrong. But even though that I stuffed up the whole process of creating it, which is a simple process, I just got it wrong. I still got 5 clients. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, we're on to something. And then I fixed it, and then I released it, and then very quickly I got like it was a couple of days, I got about 30 clients, and then I was like, holy shit. And then I turned it off again because I was just like, okay, I need to be able to be able I don't know what's gonna happen with this, so I need to be able to manage what's gonna happen if I turn this back on. Um and then it made me realize as well, I'm just like, I have a lot of phone numbers from like over the years. And so I had to pretty much scrape my email address because I deleted my old Calendly. Had to scrape all of the numbers off there. Look into like I used to run type forms and I had numbers on type forms. And so I got them all together and I had about 6,000 numbers. Um, and then I just, yeah, opened the floodgates and I signed up like 105, could have been more. Yeah, lost kind of count that yeah, there's about 105 people joined the low ticket program that I'm running. And then the whole idea is that like if they want to stay on the low ticket, that's fine. But I want to send them to my higher ticket program. So yeah, so that's that.
That's that. I mean, yeah, it sounds simple, right? But to put that into context as well, so I think you told me that this was, and you just explained anyway, you went back through a load of old forms to find all these numbers. So these were numbers for clients. I think you said going back like almost this is like a 5 year
10 years.
kind of 10 years.
So it goes all the way back to 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are like old clients that were just kind of sitting in a drawer dusty, so to
Yeah.
speak, you know,
Pretty much, yeah.
that you pulled out and then ran through a database reactivation campaign. And initially, I think when we put this in the description for the event today, we said, oh, John's going to come along with how he got 83 clients, I think, in the last 30 days or something. But now it's like way over 100, right? So
Yeah.
you're just dripping them through.
Yeah.
So, and also I think the fact that we'll have a look as well in a minute. Like you had some challenges like with high level as well. Like it was
Yeah.
like figuring out workflows, how to do it, because you had a couple of challenges there. But the fact is, like, even with those challenges, putting all that together, like
Yeah.
you managed to pull out 100 new clients from a dusty old database
Yeah.
in the last 30 days.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah. And I turned it off for 2 weeks because I was scared of what was going to happen. To be able to handle that influx. So really, it was actually 2 weeks of going hard. So if anyone's been doing like what they're doing for a long time, or if you have a database or have access to numbers that you can legally send messages to, the game has changed, my friends.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point, right? So legally, you know, there's A2P, there's reg bundles in Australia. You know, there's restrictions around SMS. We are not encouraging people to, you know, go around those restrictions. Like follow the rules, contact people that, you know, have opted in, or you've got their details from working with them before, all those kind of things. I do think that is important. You know, stay compliant. But yeah, having that ability to pull in from your old leads and then just do that in an automated way through high level is just amazing. So part of what we do with, obviously we allow the ability to connect a phone and to do all your SMSs through that, but we also provide a snapshot to help with those database reactivations as well. So we've been through that. That's where some of the challenges were that you had because you adjusted that.
Yeah.
So just to put this into context as well. So John is doing this, and if you don't mind, John, we'll share your screen in a second, if you don't mind, and have a look at that, if that's okay, because we talked about this the other day. John is doing this with our snapshot and sending it out, but a very basic automation to send out the offer to people afterwards. There's no AI bot involved. Like you've done a very, very simple sort of strategy here. So do you want to talk through? So this is the part of the top here. This is our snapshot that we provide.
Yeah.
And I'll just explain. So what we do with this as well, because I think it's important and it's fair to explain to people with SIM cards, it's not like using Twilio or Lead Connector. You can't just take, you know, that list of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 and just like throw SMSs at them immediately through a SIM card. SIM cards can and do get blocked if you try and do that, overload them. I always talk about this, people have heard me say it many, many times, but it's like the rule of thumb. If you are sending text messages faster than you could type it with your thumbs, send it, get one back, reply to it, then you're going way too fast. Like the maximum that we recommend is 1 per minute is the max that we recommend. But that all depends on the SIM card carrier, the plan that you're on, and whoever you're using, basically. So with our snapshot that we provide here, so what you can see is the top of that with John's screen here. So we provide this so that we can drip contacts through safely, split them off into different paths, and then drip them again to help randomize the times and also randomize the messages, because we have seen as well that even with dripping contacts out over time with bigger gaps, and this has happened more to people I've seen in the UK than anywhere else, if they're sending exactly the same message in exactly the same time, so every 3 or every 5 minutes, then it seems like carriers over there tend to pick that up a little bit more as an automation. So they're obviously seeing like the uniformity of it. So we try and break that up so that it's not so uniform. So do you mind, John, just going up to just near the top, and we'll just explain how this workflow runs a little bit. Yeah, so if you click on this, we've got a drip mode at the top. So all you do is go into your contact list. If you're watching this and using high level, hopefully you know how to do this part, but go to your contact list, select them and add them to the workflow, basically, which will pop everybody at the top here into drip mode, and then they will sit there for 1 minute before they'll pass through the next stage. So that's the maximum that we recommend, 1 minute. John, you left this on default. You told me the other day because you didn't even realize that you could change it. So you just did it on 1 minute, and that worked fine for you. So, 1 minute is the maximum that we recommend. So if you go, do you mind just popping through the next steps? We'll just walk people through this just to explain it.
This one?
Yep. So what we do in the snapshot, so you can assign it to a user. So in this case, it's going to assign to John, so that way he'll get all the notifications and so on. And then the next one there is a note. So I guess you haven't updated that bit there, John, but that's fine. So you can just update the note so that it can put that next to a person. So when you're going through, it automates and populates notes for people when you're running through campaigns. And then the next one there, we have a split. So to help randomize the timeframes, we split these off into 4 paths equally. So A, B, C, and D. So we'll split those through equally. So the first person that drips through after a minute from that top one that we looked at, they'll go to path A. The next one will go to path B, next one C, next one D. So if you pop over to path A, if you don't mind, John.
Yep, just the drip mode.
Yep, and then the first one at the top there, so we've got drip. So what we do here is we then drip them again, okay? So that first drip is 0.8 of a minute. We've got it there like 0.82. And what we're trying to do here is like to randomize these times. So think about the first one dripping through after a minute, and then it will go down path A, and then it will sit there for 0.8 of a minute before it actually starts going through the messages. And if you go to the drip mode on path B at the top there, please, John.
Yeah.
So that one's got 0.6 of a minute, or 0.67 of a minute. So after the first one's come through, gone to path A, the next one will come through, go to path B, and that'll wait for another 0.67 of a minute before that one goes out. And then the next one on path C, across to the next one, please, mate. That one goes at 0.4, and then the final one on path D is 0.10. So what we're doing is dripping through after a minute, and then we're dripping at random times, so that we're trying to make it so it's not the same time every time. And then because A, B, C, and D are all at random times as well, they'll end up kind of catching each other up, randomizing over each other. So you'll end up with one at a minute and one at a minute, one at a minute 10, one at 50 seconds, and it just kind of randomizes the time. So it looks more human-like. So the carriers are less likely to flag that as an automated approach, as opposed to sending one every minute, which can just appear very automated. So if you don't mind going back to path A there, John.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once we've gone through, then we send out the first message. So if you just click on that one, mate. So this is John's message. So he's got, hello, contact name, John Jamati here from Double Digit Coaching. So John has adopted this. We talked about this a while ago, and I spoke with John. I saw the messages that you had in your first campaign that we chatted through, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you were sending out like a big block of text, basically.
Yeah.
With all the information in it. And the advantage, I guess, when you're using myCRMSIM and SMS messages, we're not limited now we're not paying per SMS. So we can use what's more natural, like, if you and I, John, were having a text conversation, I wouldn't write everything out and then send it to you. I would send you a short one and then another bit of information, just keep hitting send basically rather than return.
Yeah.
So you've adopted that into this workflow. And I think you mentioned and said that you've kind of seen some better results by doing it this way as well, because it looks more like a person is messaging them.
100%. Yeah.
So you're getting better replies, and people think that you're actually texting them rather than it coming through a system, right?
Yeah, definitely. And sending it, you get better response, better signups. If you send a link straight away, then they're like, oh, he's just trying to sell me stuff. But if you even say, hey, it's so and so, I've got this, would you be interested? Just reply yes, and then they reply yes, and then you reply back with a link. They appreciate that a lot more than just like, hi, name, I've got my stuff, please buy it. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, you've got permission.
Yeah, exactly. Get permission. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing here. So you've got your first intro message. So hi Joan, it's John here from Double Digit Coaching, and then we wait a few seconds on the next step there.
Yeah.
And then we send this one. So what have you? I'm reopening my doors for 10 people to work with me. Cancel any time. 33 ladies off in the last 48 hours. So you're basically telling them what it's all about, and then exactly as you're saying, just reply yes if you'd like me to send you the details. So you've made a pretty good offer there. You know, $7 a week, cancel any time. You've told them, you know, we've had how many ladies have joined in the last 48 hours, and they don't have to pay anything for 28 days. So would you like the details? And as you say, that's way more effective than if you'd sent all that in a big block and said, hey, it's John here from Double Digit Coaching. I'm reopening the doors. If you want to lose 20 plus kilos, I've had 33 ladies join in the last 48 hours. Here's the link to join. What do you think the response would have been in comparison to this?
Probably like a lot less, maybe like half, maybe even less, maybe like probably it'd be only 25% of of that 105 would have joined. Because people like human interaction, you know. So if you're just like buy my shit, they're gonna be like, no.
I don't want to buy your shit.
Yeah.
If you go, hey, this is what I've got, and you've presented it really well here. You know, you've presented a cool offer to those people, and you're just saying, hey, are you interested? And that's what conversational marketing is about, like getting permission, sending them an offer of something that they, you know, hopefully are interested in. They're still in your market, and again, you were going back with people over 10 years, so you have no idea. Some of these people, you know, they might have lost all their weight that you don't know anymore. So you're just reaching out just for a bit of an invitation, right?
Yeah.
Just to see if they're still keen. Yeah. So you've done that. And then if they reply yes, so this is where you've then kind of adjusted our workflow. So ours pretty much kind of stops there in the standard snapshot, and then you can adjust it. So you took this and then you developed your own. So you've got a little wait step there. So it waits for a reply. And then the condition, if you want to go down to that condition. So this is without using complicated bots or anything. You just basically made a very simple, very simple flow. So if they reply yes, then take them down the yes path. And if they don't, they go down another path, basically. So once they reply yes, then it will go down to the next SMS on the yes path, and you just send them out a link.
Yep.
All automated. Here you go. DDD coaching, free 28-day challenge. Be quick. So you can get that back to them quite quickly. And like it's so responsive, right? When people reply yes, and it goes through a system, it's like they've got that reply. So you're presenting a really good offer conversationally, as if you've texted them personally. And then the minute they reply yes, you get that offer back to them, and then they can sign up straight away because they're interested. So you've got them all the way through, basically. And that's just been working super well for you. Guys, have you got any questions? Sorry, Marcus, Sakama, as we're going through, did you want to ask anything as we go? Just listening along. No?
Yeah.
All good, guys. Yeah, if you have anything, please feel free to chime in. So that's basically your process that you've done, and you made mistakes along the way, because I think one of the key things was you had a wait step, and it wasn't waiting for the reply. So they were just going through. They was waiting for 2 minutes, and then they was just going through. So you had some errors in there, didn't you? We had a chat, and Jackson as well, I think, had a chat with you. So shout out for Jackson. He jumped on and he actually spotted you shared this in our Facebook group, didn't you? Said what's going on here, and Jackson actually spotted the thing I think you had a little loom or a screenshot, I can't remember which. So Jackson chimed in there, and I think he even jumped on a call with you, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That's cool.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome. So shout out for Jackson for that, mate, and for people in the Facebook group. So that's your flow. And then what we've done as well, so to help make sure that things go through, if you don't mind popping back to the top there, to where the start of the split is, John. The A, B, C, D paths, mate, if you don't mind.
All the way to the top.
Yeah, just to there. So we've just gone down that A path, basically. So that's where someone's going to go. And as we were talking about, like to protect your SIM cards when doing database reactivations, this is really important. And it's something definitely I'm seeing people are understanding this more now. We're trying to educate people on this, but we've had people sort of burn SIM cards and not understand and just try and blast them out. This is helping a lot. So guys, if you are looking at doing DBRs, grab our snapshot, use that. It's going to help you a lot, and then just understand these principles. So if someone goes down the B path, like the next person who comes through that drip, then when we look at the SMS that they're going to get sent, if you can click on that for me, please, mate. Now, that one is pretty much the same. I think you've just got a little smiley face, so it's a very subtle variant. You didn't go very far with varying things, did you, John? You just like, I'm getting this out. I would encourage people to vary a little bit more than you did. I think the difference between that one and path A is just the smiley face, right? Is that all it is?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
And you wrote hey instead of hi. Well done. But it's working, mate. So I'm not, but yeah. And then the next one that goes through, so that one's slightly different. So you've got a bit of a variation in there.
Yeah.
But the point being, as they go down the different paths, so the person who goes down path A is going to get this sort of randomized timing. The person that goes down path B is going to be on another randomized time, and they're going to get some slight variance in the message. So to the carriers, it's going to look like more of a human type use of the phone, because they don't want you using automated systems through their phones. So, and then as we go across on path C and D, it's the same thing again. We've just got slight variance on those messages. So did you put a wink on the other one, mate, on path C? I don't know what you did.
Yeah, I think, I have some pretty amazing news. I
There you
changed
go.
it a little bit.
You get them hooked up and they're like, oh, what is your news? So yeah, so we just vary those across and to help keep those SIM cards safe. So super encourage people, if they're having any issues with DBRs, follow this process and then just drip them out over time and you'll be absolutely fine. So mate, thank you so much, John. If there's any questions or anything, I think we've kind of covered off what you've done there. Yeah, you ended up with, I don't know if you're still going through that list at the moment. It's still going. You got 100, yeah, over 100 now, right?
Over 100, and now my ads are like now I've attached it to my ads as well, and I'm pretty sure I got someone join today from ads. So yeah, it's exciting times ahead, man.
Yeah. What would you used to get? Like, what's the difference? Like, what's the increase in?
Oh well, the reactivation system's just gone crazy. It's hard to say because I've kind of changed my whole business model. I used to just do like high ticket, and that was that. And I never used email or SMS. It was just message, ads, get them on the call, buy or die type of thing. And so yeah, now it's going to be a more sustainable and better business model, I think, with this. And it was just a huge lesson for me about like your list is so important. And for ages I was just like, nah, like just DM 100 people and then like spend as much money as I possibly can on ads and hope for the best.
Well, I just wonder, how you'll go, because you've got that list now. You've warmed up those people. Yeah, they've spent $7 with you.
Yeah.
Imagine what the results will be like, even with that small list, and sending them an email, or sorry, an SMS after they've gone through your program, seeing some results, and you go, hey, do you want to continue? It's John here. We want to support you on your journey. I'm sure that you'll see a much bigger uptick from those people now they've begun their journey with you, because you've made the first step where it's just like they've literally parted with some money with you to trust you, even if it's $7, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool because like the $7 is very limited access to me, and so my high ticket they've got like they get a coaching call with me every single week, one-on-one. So it'll be very interesting to see because I'm going to do the onboarding with a lot of them today and tomorrow. And so I'm going to talk to them and then I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, would you be interested in, I think you'd be a good fit for one-on-one. Now, would you like me to send the details? And just do exactly the same thing, but for a higher price point. But as you know, they've already signed up to the challenge. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. So
yeah, that's pretty good pretty good cost per lead as well, because I don't know what your SMS plan costs in Australia. Sorry, in New Zealand, like $10, $15, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So for $15, just sending out all those SMSs and to get 100 sales for $700, $15, $15 in, $700 out. That's not bad. Even at
Yeah,
low ticket, like you can afford to get a heap on low ticket.
yeah, it's freaking it's crazy. It's like when you think about it, and it's just
Awesome.
like your mind just it's just like far out. You have so many ideas and what you can do with it. It's nuts, really. Yeah.
Mate, that's awesome, mate. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing. I'm sure that a lot of people get value out of this. I don't know, has anyone commented in the Facebook Live? I'm curious if we've done this is like the third one we've done, Carlos. I'm curious if people are watching live. I don't know.
No, there's still no comments.
Silence. I don't know how we go with the time frames for people across the UK and US and stuff like that as well. So I know people do watch it later because they tell me so. All right, mate.
Okay.
Marcelo, Sakama.
Yeah, amazing. Very simple, straightforward. I was glad to see the workflow. I would probably do something like one single drip, and I wouldn't think about randomizing everything. But I don't have that a massive list. I'm just getting started, so it's really good to see things getting done. I like the conversation style as well. Say yes, you go that way. Very simple, very, very simple. I like simple.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think John's done an awesome job. Like I say, keeping it simple, like no
Yeah.
no bots involved, nothing like because we do a similar thing. We do DBRs and we ask that permission, and then we put it into a bot, so then the bot can reply, and then it
Yeah.
can have a conversation. Because I know you've been doing the replies manually, right? There's some people who say they'll reply and they might reply with
Yeah.
a question instead of. I'm sure how many people said instead of saying yes, said, "Oh, could you just tell me
Yeah,
something else?"
Of course, John. I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah, so getting a bot involved in that would be amazing as well, because then you wouldn't have to go through all of that, and it would be like fully automated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So I signed up to Jackson's bot, but I haven't filled out the details or something for it. So I need to follow up on that. But just small steps, and it'll work out.
Yeah, perfect. And Sakama, you're still sending messages into New Zealand from Sydney, aren't you? Or are you? I know you were.
Not much actually. I mean, most of my business is done on Salesforce, so
Oh,
I have not really kicked off GHL at the moment. But,
Okay.
but yeah, I've been sending messages through GHL as well, and it's been going fine. I just landed up into a bit of a problem with a workflow for review management in GHL. So I was trying to customize your template and change it a bit, but landed up into some kind of a thing where it didn't work very well. So I got to take a relook at it. I was sick, so I didn't look at it.
That's all right, mate. No worries. Well, if you need anything, then just reach out.
Yeah, sure, I can reach out. But that was brilliant, John.
thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, very simple and very effective. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well,
Yeah.
talking about bots as we were there quickly, are you guys familiar with Closebot?
I have
Oh,
on my website, but it's not doing, I don't have a lot of traffic, so it's not doing a lot of stuff. But anything you
That's
have
cool.
to add, I'll love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
so
considering to sign up with Closebot.
okay. So we don't use Closebot, just so people know as well. So one of the, I guess, the limitations in high level is that they lock the conversational AI bot in high level to Twilio or Lead Connector, so it won't work with the custom SMS provider, so it won't work with myCRMSIM. So we use ZappyChat. I know it works with the one that you've got through Jackson, John, and it work with Closebot as well. Stephen, who's just left, he's got his own one that he's built, and it works through there. So it works with like custom ones, but it won't work with the built-in chat in high level. But Closebot, they put out some pretty cool stats the other day, and Bryce, who put them out from Closebot, I asked him if I could share them, and he sent me the Canva, the actual Canva shots of them. So I'm just going to share my screen here because I think people will be interested in this.
Yeah, I saw that one. Very interesting.
So, John, stage 2 for you, mate, or stage 3, wherever we're at. So yeah, this was just them asking and getting a survey, I believe. So, you know, how are you automating? So the takeaway from me for this is obviously like text message is a massive amount, right? So 61% of people that they asked who are using Closebot are automating through text. Now, I don't have any other backstory on this about why they're using text or how they're using it, or, you know, specific results. Or sorry, we do have some results on appointments actually, which we'll get to in a second. But I think it's fair to say Closebot are pretty big. They have a pretty big audience. If 60 or 61% of their audience are automating through text message, I think it's pretty fair to say that they're doing that for a reason, and that reason would be that it works pretty well, because pretty much everybody's got text. You've got a phone in your pocket. It's the thing that people will respond to immediately. That little ding goes off or vibration. You know, you can't help but pick it up. Like, I mean, I've just got a text on my phone about something that's going on. You know, and you just see it. It pops up like the preview, so you see it. So the speed to lead for text, I think, is one of the greatest opportunities that we have, and being able to do that through a myCRMSIM, yeah, it's just an amazing opportunity for people. The speed you can get it set up at, the hoops that you don't have to jump through, and the cost or the lack of cost compared to Twilio or Lead Connector is massive. So SMS running at 61%. Live chat, I think, is 12%. And I'm going through these for Out. I shared the screenshot of this in our Facebook group the other day, and Out Cutman was asking me what the action was. So Out, I'm going to tag you on this when we post the live. And I promised you I would go through and hover over the things for you, mate. So 61% text, 12% on live chat, 7% on Facebook Messenger, 17% on Instagram DM, 1% on email, which is amazing. Like I guess probably in fairness, most people that are doing text are doing, or any one of these would be doing email in the mix as well. So that's probably not really representative of how many people are automating with email, because I know your DBR there, John, was just SMS. I know most of our automations and workflows that we do, we would have an SMS and an email as well that goes out. So that's probably not super accurate, I'd say. I don't know whether they had on their survey, you know, you could only pick one option, which may be why the email is showing so low. I'm not too sure. And then WhatsApp at 2%, which I was actually surprised at as being as low as it is, because there's definitely countries, you know, like in the UK, where Carlos, Costa Rica, they were using WhatsApp. Definitely a lot of countries that use WhatsApp. So I was actually surprised to see that so low. And I did actually ask Bryce about that one, and he didn't know, but he thought maybe it was to do with because the limitations through Meta and not being able to send messages after 24, 40 hours again if you're using the business account through WhatsApp, I believe. Does anyone know the stats on that? I've never used WhatsApp messaging, so I'm just going by what he told me.
I think it'll be the same as Facebook message.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So yeah, is it 24 hours?
24 hours, yeah. I've had so many pages restricted because of that 24-hour rule.
So yeah, I asked Bryce why he thought that, or why it was so low, because I was surprised that he thought that may be why it is. He didn't know anything more than that. So some pretty interesting stats on there. So text messaging, clearly a bit of a winner. And then the other one that they shared, make it a bit bigger. So how are you booking appointments? And look at that for text, 79.8%. So 80% of appointments that Closebot users are making are through SMS. Like, that's a massive, massive number. So if you're not using SMS, probably a good idea. Stephen 10 is coming back.
Yeah, I'm wondering where these campaigns are starting. I don't know if it's missed callback, people call and then the bot engages, or how they how the process starts. I would be curious to hear.
Yeah, I'd imagine there's a huge mix in there. Hey, Stephen, you come back, mate?
Yeah, had a no-show on appointments. I thought I'd pop back in. I do have a question later on.
Come in, mate, because we're talking about bots, and I'm just sharing some stats from CloseBot that Bryce gave to me the other day that they shared in their group, and I asked him if we could present those on our live, and he shared the Canvas shots with me and said that we could present them and punch out the stats. So, yeah, I was just explaining here. So on this one, like 80% of appointments that are booked for CloseBot users, they are using SMS, which is huge. Like that's just a massive number. And I know you've got your own SMS bot now that you've built out as well, mate. So I think, yeah, I was blown away by that one. So, and then we've got live chat. I'll go through these numbers for you out. So I hope you are watching this, mate. Live chat 9%, Facebook Messenger 5%, Instagram DM 2%, email 1% again, and WhatsApp 3%. So yeah, that's SMS seems to be a pretty clear winner there, guys. You had a question, Stephen? You said you wanted to.
Yeah, I was watching the drip campaigns and all of that sort of thing, and using the rule of thumb. And I'm quite familiar with all of this because I've been messenger marketing for a long time, and 24-hour windows and WhatsApp, and I'm using illegal WhatsApp and all that sort of thing on the system, and teaching my clients the same thing. But with those drip campaigns, and the 1 a minute, and then you're getting replies, and then a wait, and then a reply, and that how do you enforce that rule of thumb, and especially if you've got bots working at the same time? Like sometimes I've got 15 people at the same time talking to my bot through SMS and
Yeah.
automations going in. So how does all of that work?
So obviously the drip will take care of the people going out on drip. That's just going to be forced. When people reply, there's always a bit of a delay anyway, like through servers, everything going through. So you won't generally get like an immediate, 15 people immediately getting responded to at once. Like that's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Unless you've got massive amounts of traffic, you know what I mean? Huge amounts of traffic. And if you do, then there's other ways to kind of deal with that. But the rule of thumb, it kind of there's a thing enforced in Android phones that if you're sending too many text messages every 30 seconds, it will cause an issue. So what we've seen and just kind of some testing is like that one every 1 minute is kind of the rule of thumb, right? But if you think about it with your phone, let's say we were organizing a party, Stephen, right? And everybody on here is invited. There's only like half a dozen of us on here, but let's say we're inviting 30 people, and we want to have a group text chat, right? I could create a group text chat and send that to 30 people at once, and it will send those 30 text messages, no problem. All right. So what it seems, and I don't know this, right? But what it seems is that like if you're doing something that's out of the ordinary every now and again, like sending that group text to 30 people and you start having a chat, because then you send it to 30 people, one person will reply, 3 people then might reply at once, then 4 people will reply, but you're not doing that every single day, day in, day out. That's okay. So if you're doing like a database reactivation, like you were sort of saying there, and you send it out, and then 3 people reply, and then a bot replies to those 3 people, and then 4 people reply, and that replies, that will kind of happen for that day or whatever time frame you're doing the database reactivation on. So you're generally okay with that, because we've done that, like database reactivations up to 10,000 people with a bot replies, and that's all okay. Where it would probably be problematic is if you were doing that like every single day with a drip SMS every minute on the minute, and a bot replying and a bot on your website and a calendar reply, then you're going to get way past that 1 per minute kind of level and probably start getting into trouble on your SIM card.
I'll make sure to do that.
Yeah, look, it all comes down to the SIM card plan. Like it's like they're all so kind of cagey with their fair use policies, and they write on there and say, yeah, it's unlimited SMS, asterisk, to our fair use policy, a lot of them don't really say what that fair use policy is. It just says within the realms of normal use that doesn't cause degradation on our service to others. And then I've seen different ones now. Like we're trying to compile a list, right? So we're putting a list together, and anyone who's watching this, if you see it and you're in the comments, write in the comments, please, anywhere that we can get information for SIM cards that people are finding that work well, because we know some SIM cards where they say, yep, fair use policy, and then but it's up to 10,000 SMSs a month, right? I know another one, there was a guy in the UK and he got one and it said fair use policy unlimited. He started using it and then he got blocked after a few hundred SMSs, and he then subsequently found out that their fair use policy was unlimited SMS, but only to 300 unique numbers per month. So he's like, well, that's no good. I've got 1,000 people I want to do a database reactivation to. That doesn't work. So they've all got their things. And one of the best things to do, we're putting together a list. So we've got a list. So if you want that, reach out. You'll find it in our knowledge base. If I can bring that up and share it. Let me bring that across actually, because I would love to get more info from people on this.
It's good that we're talking now. I just got my receipt for another $100 recharging my SMS on high level, so it's nice to be avoiding those soon.
Yeah, I would love to get more feedback from people on that. So we've got a few in here in the list that we're putting together. So like Telstra, myCRMSIM, Vodafone, a few for the UK that people told us about. New Zealand. Is that what you're using in New Zealand, John? One what is it?
I use 2degrees just because I always use them, and I just used my old SIM card to use that, and I got a new SIM card through 2degrees because I figured having a really warm SIM card for sending the SMS would help a lot, so that's why I did that.
Okay, all right. Well, we might add 2degrees to that list as well anyway. And then Tello in the US, one for South Africa. Someone just sent me I'd actually commented on a post, one for use in UAE for Dubai, which I'm going to add to that list this morning. So the more info that we can get, the better this list is that we can put together and provide to people for wherever you are. But like we need help and feedback on that because we don't know all the different SIM plans, all the different fair use policies. So it'd be great to make this list better. And also what we've got in here as well is like services to avoid. So I think this was the one. Yeah, no, that's not the one with 300 actually. I might have to find that off the guy. But Mint Mobile in the US, we've got some clients over there, and they just have random stoppages on their phone. They're not even doing anything particularly bad, like not doing super massive database reactivations, but their SIM cards just seem to stop working, and then they start again a day later, and they even ring up Mint Mobile and say, hey, what's going on? Why is our SIM card stopped working? And they can't tell them. They say, well, we don't know. And it just starts working again. So whether that's just the thing with the carrier, like as a general rule, it's just not a good carrier, we don't know. So we would say like avoid Mint Mobile. So we're trying to put together a list of services to avoid as well, like ones that you shouldn't even worry about using. So again, please, anyone, if you're watching this, if you're using SIM cards, let us know what ones you're using. Let us know what ones you found that are not working. That's going to help everybody at the end of the day. So we're just trying to help share that knowledge and sort of education. That makes sense, mate? Did I answer that in a long-winded way?
Yes, you did. I fell asleep halfway through, but I got the important bits at the start and the end.
Good, mate.
I will be testing it all out, mate. I'm just thinking over these nightmares we got with the live chat widget now in high level. If anyone's not aware, it hasn't worked for about 3 weeks. The live chat widget. So you've got to use SMS. So I was just on the other window trying to hook up SMS to your myCRMSIM to my SMS, so the bot's replying and all of that sort of thing.
No, I didn't know that. That broke for 3 weeks, did it?
It's still broken, yeah. Live chat does not work on my website.
Oh, Just on your website or everybody's?
I hear there's errors everywhere.
Okay.
Works if I come in incognito mode, but if it knows me and I'm cookied, live chat doesn't work. So if you're using live chat, guys out there, pro tip, check that it's working, because I can tell you it hasn't been for about 3 weeks for me, and I know other people are having issues as well.
Yeah, it's such a high level. It's such a beast. I feel for their engineers. Like it must be so complicated to just manage all that stuff. Even like us, we were trying the other day to work out some affiliate payments, and I was looking at the month of June, and I would select the calendar for the month of June, and I would see one result. Carlos was doing the same thing. He would see a different result, but if you pick the month of July, then he would see the same result that I would see for June. And like we were in the same account and just seeing different information. So it's just such a beast of information to try and get through. We're trying to put that many things together. And that's why we've tried as well with myCRMSIM to make it as simple as possible to connect. So we've just got like a few steps to basically go through, connect our app, link it in. You don't have to worry about API keys. All those things are done in the background for you. So we're just trying to make it super, super easy.
Yeah. Keep it simple, stupid.
That's it, mate. Keep it simple, stupid. All right. Anything else on a wrap up, or we've got 10 more minutes to go? But I've said my piece. I didn't have anything else to say. John has shared very well. Thank you so much, mate. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be interested in that.
Cheers, mate. All good. All good.
All good. All right. Well, if we're all done, we'll wrap up. We'll wrap up a little bit early. Everyone can go and get a cup of tea or something before your next meetings.
Perfect.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Gary.
mate.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Beautiful. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
See you,
Bye.
mate. See you later, Steve.